Good evening. Welcome to the Jesus Psalms. 16 Psalms that refer to Jesus. This study is about Psalm 40. In Psalm 40, innumerable evils have surrounded David. His own iniquities have overtaken him, so that he is not able to look up. They are more than the hairs on his head. His heart fails him. He's lost courage. David cries, "Be pleased, O Yahweh, to deliver me. O Yahweh, make haste to help me." David needs help and deliverance without delay. But David doesn't tell us that until the end of Psalm 40. In a twist, he begins Psalm 40 by giving his personal testimony of a time when the Lord delivered him out of a pit and set his feet on solid ground again. He said, "I waited for the Lord, and he lifted me up." Then David recalls his devotion to the Lord of obedience beyond giving the required sacrifices. He said, "I've gone beyond because I realized, Lord, you want an obedient heart, not just a bunch of sacrifices." And David says, "Lord, you know I've gone beyond just obeying in sacrifices, and I've obeyed you from the heart, and I've told people about righteousness." And that's what the king was supposed to do. He was supposed to lead the nation to follow the Lord. And he said, "I've done this, Lord." And then at the end of Psalm 40, David brings in the twist that, "Oh Lord, I need immediate help and deliverance." And then we're going to see in Hebrews, the writer of Hebrews tells us that there's a section in here about Jesus. When David was talking to the Lord about how faithful he had been, there's a section in there that applies to Jesus, so we'll hit that with the Jesus connection. I've titled it Jesus the Obedient One. That's a good one, but you can make up your own. Don't forget, you can make it your own. All right, here's a little bit of an overview to help us understand it. Psalm 40 is rich in praise, messianic prophecy, and laments. So, we talked about types of psalms. These are three different types, and you can see how one psalm can have three different types of Hebrew poetry: praise poetry, messianic poetry, and laments. We'll talk a little bit more about laments. A lament is an expression of grief, sorrow, or distress, a cry out for help. The Jesus Psalms that are considered laments are 22, 31, 40 tonight, 41, and 69 next week. 69 is the one that I moved to next week, and it's a little bit long, so you might want to check it out. It's on the front and back of your NKJV copy. Okay, here's the structure of Psalm 40, the first 5 verses. David's going to start with praise for the Lord's past deliverance in his life. He's going to talk about how he was saved out of a pit. In 6 through 10, David recalls to the Lord his obedience. And he says, "Lord, I realize that this is my true worship. My true worship is not sacrifices, but it's obeying you. You want obedience and not sacrifice." That's another good scripture, but that's not in the Jesus Psalms. And then at the end, 11 through 17, finally, David gets to what he needs. This is probably the reason he wrote the psalm, but it took him 10 verses of warm-up to get here. But 11 through 17, 3 laments, 3 cries for help, immediate help. He says, "Lord, I need it without delay." Here we go, verse 1, Jackie.
To the chief musician, a psalm of David.
Oh, what does this look like? A Remember that S word song? Song is a good one. Superscription. This looks like the superscription, and it does look like a song. 100 points for Debbie. Just keep them. You'll need them at some point. It is both. It is a song that we're going to see to the chief musician. That's how we know it's a song. And of David, means David wrote it. And it's also called the superscription. Okay, it's before the verse numbers. Here we go.
I waited patiently for the Lord, and he inclined me and heard my cry.
All right, I'm going to skip, since we are also running a little bit late, I'm going to skip through these parallelisms, so you'll see them on the screen, but I'm not going to talk about them. But except to say that this means the same thing. The Lord inclined. He leaned over to hear me, to listen. How you doing, brother? I can see you now, but I can't see you normally when I'm behind here. The Lord leaned over to listen to David. This is imagery that we're supposed to see. He inclined and he heard what I was saying, like he made an effort to hear me. Equivalent parallelism.
He also brought me up out of a horrible pit, out of the miry clay.
Now he's writing this after it happened, because remember at the end of the psalm we're going to get to the fact that he needs something right now. But this is his past experience with the Lord. He brought me up out of a horrible pit, not just a regular pit, a horrible one. Out of the miry clay, equivalent parallelism, and
set my feet upon a rock and established my steps.
I could feel the bottom again. I could feel something under my feet instead of bobbing up and down in a horrible pit. And then I could walk. I could get to where I was going. I could use my feet again. Okay.
He has put a new song in my mouth. Praise to our God. Many will see it and fear and will trust in the Lord.
Yeah, he was in a horrible pit. Now he's happy. He's so happy he's singing. Praise to the Lord. I don't care if people see me. When they see me praising the Lord, they're going to fear. Ooh, what's happened to him? What got into him? Why is he so happy? Oh, he came out of a horrible pit. Oh, no wonder he's singing, praise the Lord. And when they see it, David said, they're going to learn to trust in the Lord when they're in a horrible pit. Next time they're in a horrible pit, they're going to think, oh, remember what happened to David when he was in a horrible pit? He waited patiently for the Lord. I'm sure he cried out too. He probably didn't write that part down here, but I'm sure he cried out too. But while he was crying out, he was still waiting patiently. And what happened? The Lord lifted him up out of the pit. He said, when people hear my story, they're going to trust in the Lord too. All right?
Blessed is the man who makes the Lord his trust and does not respect the proud, nor such as turn aside to lies.
I missed this right here, but you've got trust here, and I didn't highlight it to make the connection, but there you go. This turn aside into lies has a connotation of idolatry. This word that's translated lies could also be translated gods, false gods, or even idols. Many times idols were in Israel were considered a vain thing, a useless thing, a worthless thing. And so that could be also the meaning here. Turn aside to lies, or turn aside to idols. And he's contrasting that with those who trust in the Lord. All right, and verse 5.
Many, O Lord my God, are your wonderful works, which you have done.
I failed to say that I'm showing the three parts to the psalm up here, but this is in part 1, the praise part. Remember, there's 3 parts. This is in the praise part. Many, O Lord, are your wonderful works. He's going to give us a triple parallelism here. Get ready for it. Brace yourselves. He's going to list the same thing 3 times here. He's going to say it different ways.
And your thoughts toward us cannot be recounted to you in order.
It's in the yellow, by the way. Many are your wonderful works. They cannot be counted. And one more.
If I would declare and speak of them, they are more than can be numbered.
God, you've done so much for me. The old song says, I cannot tell it all. And that goes right along with David right here. It's more than can be numbered, however many that is. I can't count, Lord. So many are your wonderful works which you've done toward us. He said, I can't even speak of all of them. This is part 2 now. David's talking about his worship and his obedience. And you see the red here because we're getting into the messianic part that not only applies to David, but it applies to Jesus too.
Sacrifice and offering you did not desire. My ears you have opened. Burnt offering and sin offering you did not require.
Now, I don't like black a lot, although I have a black truck, but black's not my favorite color on Bible verses. But I just wanted to show you here the 4 offering words. This represents, you see this right here, sacrifice, offering, burnt offering, sin offering. That represents the 4 types of offerings in the Mosaic sacrificial system. So he's listing all of them. We don't really get the gist of it from the words here, but I wanted to point that out and show it to you. David said, I've done all the offerings. I've been through all of them. I've been through the sacrifice offering and the offering and the burnt offering and the sin offering. I've done them all. And he even says this, which is contrary to what we know is true. So he's making some kind of a statement here because he said, you did not require it, but the Lord did require it. But he said, I've actually gone beyond what the Lord required. I've done more than what you required. I did what you did not require. So David's really kind of bragging on himself here. I guess, but what do they say? If it's true, you're not bragging? Right? All right. That's equivalent parallelism. Then
I said, behold, I come. In the scroll of the book it is written of me. I delight to do your will, O my God, and your law is within my heart.
So here David is. He's still talking to the Lord. He's still recounting his worship and his obedience to the Lord. And basically he's saying, it was destined of me. In the scroll of the book, it was written of me. I was destined to be this king of Israel. David was. I'm fulfilling my destiny. It was written of me. And I came to do your will, O God. And your law is within my heart. I'm being controlled by God's law. But you see the red letters there because this is messianic too. And Jesus adopted these same words. Jesus said, behold, I come. In the volume of the book, it is written of me. I delight to do your will, O my God. Your law is within my heart. Jesus said, I came to minister and to lay down my life for the world. I'm here to do God's will. And so Jesus fulfilled this from Psalm 40. Here's your Christ connection. This is the writer of Hebrews again.
Therefore, as he was coming into the world, he said, you did not desire sacrifice and offering, but you prepared a body for me. You did not delight in the whole burnt offerings and sin offerings.
I'm going to cut this a little bit shorter, but I do want to talk about this second line right here where it says, but you prepared a body for me, asterisk. An asterisk down here is the quote from Psalm 40, which is different from this, and I wanted to talk about that. In Psalm 40, we read, my ears you have opened. Most Bible scholars, well, there's two main possible meanings to this. My ears you have opened. In other words, I can now hear your voice. I can hear you. I hear what you're saying to me, Lord. But under the Mosaic covenant, there was also an option for a slave to commit his life to his master. If he wanted to be a love slave, to stay with his master, he could go to the doorpost and have his ear bored through or dug out. And the word that this comes from, my ears you have opened, also means bored through or pierced or dug out. So it could be referencing the love slave ritual where a slave could dedicate his life to his master and the master would take care of him for life and he would serve his master as a good servant. But this is all red letter talking to Jesus, and whoever wrote the psalm, whoever did, changed it to this and interpreted it to be for Jesus, but a body you have prepared for me. So Jesus is talking to the Father. He's saying, I'm coming to do your will. You've given me a body to live in, to sacrifice, to lay down, and to raise it up again. Let's keep going because we're running so short on
Then I
time.
said, "See, it is written about me in the scroll. I have come to do your will, God."
There you go. That was the end of the quote. All right, so we're back to Psalm 40 now. Still in part 2, David's still talking about his obedience. He still hasn't got to his immediate need. We're going to get there in just a second. He's still telling the Lord how good he's been, how righteous he's been, how faithful he's been. I have
proclaimed the good news of righteousness in the great assembly. Indeed, I do not restrain my lips. O Lord, you yourself know.
Oh, Lord, you know, he said, I don't shut up talking about you, Lord. I tell people this great assembly is really any crowd of people. There's no certain great assembly. It's just anytime people are gathered. David said, wherever people are gathered, I don't hold back. Lord, you know, I tell people about you. I tell people about the good news of your righteousness. A little bit more.
I have not hidden your righteousness within my heart. I have declared your faithfulness and your salvation. I have not concealed your loving kindness and your truth from the great assembly.
Really bragging on himself. Lord, I'm telling you, Lord, I've done this and you know it, Lord. I've done all these things. I've not hidden your righteousness. I've declared your faithfulness. I've not concealed your loving kindness. Now, what I came here to talk to you about, Lord, is this. We're getting to my point, Lord. Lament number 1.
Do not withhold your tender mercies from me, O Lord. Let your loving kindness and your truth continually preserve me.
Don't spare the mercy, God. Don't spare the mercy. Now he's starting to ask. Here comes the ask. Don't spare the mercy.
For innumerable evils have surrounded me. My iniquities have overtaken me, so that I am not able to look up. They are more than the hairs of my head. Therefore, my heart fails me.
I don't even have courage to look up, David said.
Be pleased, O Lord, to deliver me. O Lord, make haste to help me.
Hurry, Lord. I need it now.
Let them be ashamed and brought to mutual confusion who seek to destroy my life. Let them be driven backward and brought to dishonor who wish me evil.
Okay, now we get a little insight into what is his problem. People are trying to kill him. I would say that's a pretty immediate need. They wish me evil. Remember in our introduction, we said there's sometimes in the Psalms where the writer will start asking for justice and judgment, especially on the wicked. I guess always on the wicked, never on the righteous. It's a fancy word that I told you, and I'm going to remind you again. Imprecatory. These are imprecatory statements. David is asking for vengeance and judgment on those that are trying to kill him. All right, and a little bit more.
Let them be confounded because of their shame, who say to me, aha, aha.
This is kind of like saying, well, look what happened to David. He said, let them be confused because they're ashamed of what they've done. All right, and then verse 16.
Let all those who seek you rejoice and be glad in you. Let such as love your salvation say continually, the Lord be magnified.
He's praying for all the faithful people, all those that love the Lord, all those that worship the Lord. And now he finally gets down to it. This is what I'm here for.
But I am poor and needy, yet the Lord thinks upon me. You are my help and my deliverer. Do not delay, oh my God.
I'm poor and needy. He wasn't really poor in money, but he was poor in something that he needed he needed something right then. He needed deliverance from people that were trying to kill him. He was poor in that he needed somebody to help him and to deliver him. Help. And he's already identified who it is. He said, it's God. Oh my God. Do not delay. I need immediate help. Deliver me now. It's okay to be poor and needy when you have help and a deliverer. And that is Psalm 40, the Jesus Psalm. God bless you. Thank you for joining us tonight. Give the Lord a hand clap.